Hi, I'm the Break Pie, and today we're gonna have a look at the Downtown Tram. So grab a drink, take a seat by the fire, and enjoy. This is the Lego 6423 Downtown Tram. As always, get the facts out of the way. We are looking at 811 pieces, €90 list price, and a weight of 933 gram, which makes for 11.1 cent per piece or 9.6 cent per gram. To clear some space on the table, let's have a look at the box. We've got some arts on that. We've got a nice backside to look at. Some minifigures. Trusty safety hazard instructions. Tear me open design. And that's it. What comes in the box is we've got 5 small books for instructions, separated into the front wagon, the rear wagon, the middle one, and the 2 platforms. We also have two small sticker sheets somewhere. I don't know where they went. Doesn't really matter. We'll talk about that in a second. I just wanted to get these out of the way so we've got more space to actually work with it. Before we start with all the talking, let's have a look at everything. We do have a few minifigures, so I wanted to show you these first. There's nothing too fancy in there, just a few. We've got the smaller one. We've got the lady in the wheelchair. We do have printed bodies that don't really fit the color of the legs, but that doesn't really bother me too much in a play set. We've got the cute dog, which is most likely the highlight of it all. The blind guy behind it, who's being led around by the dog, and that's it. I'll just get these out of the way. The wheelchair lady falls over. So we have more space. And we can look at the first station. We have the stickered solar panels. The platforms, we'll also have a chat about this in a minute. And then we have the second platform. I do want to have a little bit of a chat with Lego. Don't know if that is like a hidden message or something like that, but if you look closely at that, from top to bottom it spells ACAB. Coincidence? I think not. Lego clearly wants to have a chat. But yeah, apart from that, we also have the train, which is split into these 3 cabins. Front and rear are mostly identical, I think. And we've got the central one. They all open up with these glass doors. And this is the way to enter for the train driver. That is mostly it. It also comes with the 4 tracks and these assistant things to help kids pull the cards on the track, which is fine and works mostly all right. And I think these are quite handy for kids. This is after all a playset. It's labeled 7+. This one you see right here was built by a 5-year-old with little to no help. So it's not really an issue. If your kid has built a few Lego sets before, they will pull through. It's not too difficult to build. Maybe help them with the wheels or something like that. But that's it. Apart from that, they'll be fine. So much about the obvious things, and now let's have a chat about a few things. The obvious elephant in the room is always the price. A Lego, I think €90 is about twice the price it's worth. So if you'll have a shot at this for like less than $50, it's, in my opinion, a pretty decent set. The train itself has very nice wheels, so it rolls pretty smoothly, which is a big plus, and way better than, for example, some of my Blue Bricks trains. They use a lot more friction. This one goes really smoothly. That's nice. I really like that. You see, if I even put that on the slightest slope, it's just gonna take off. That's cool, especially for kids. They just want to like push it in and off it goes. So that's nice. The station. Train stop, sorry. This is far off from being anywhere near a station. Let's put the train out of the way for a moment. You do build these separately, but as you can see by the pins, you can connect them. And this is, in my opinion, the best way to do it, or to play with it. Because now, if I put the train in front of it again, the station is still shorter than the train. Which is a bit of a shame, because I would love to have a station that is longer than the train, or at least equal size. Like this, it's gonna be a bit difficult. I'm not really sure if that is supposed to be there or there. I'd have to look into the instructions. I haven't really done too much. As I said, it's been built by a 5-year-old, so there might be a few mistakes. If you spot any, you can keep them. But maybe it is supposed to perfectly fit the doors, because on these two wagons, the rams do perfectly fit these the doors. The doors fit the rams that way, and on this one it doesn't. So I'm not really sure if that is just a building mistake or a design flaw. I do believe it's probably a building mistake. Doesn't matter. Still, we have to talk about these rams. Lego markets this as realistic functions. I beg to differ. I have not been to many train stations in my life, and neither to many train stops, but none of them really had like retractable rams built into the foundation of the train stop. Especially not that size. And even if, let's pretend this is the wheelchair, you're still facing a major step down there, which I can't imagine is realistic design. So that's the first part. Second part is, these rams are a nice idea to fix a problem that shouldn't exist. Because if we actually connect everything the way it's supposed to be, so clip these in, you see the gap in here. Why is that gap there? If you claim this is realistic, then the platform should be right attached to the train, like these are. But you can just keep them out there. They don't collide with the train. So why not build the entire platform on that height all the way through? Because that way, lady in the wheelchair could actually, wait, let me just take that off so you can see anything, could actually board the train. the issues don't stop there, sadly, because now we've dealt with the barrier-free issues on the platform, and now we want to enter the train. We do have a special compartment for her that even has a sticker for the wheelchair accessibility. And we do now have this platform that will allow wheelchair access on the bottom part of the wagon, but now we again have a major step. And with that step, she's now too tall to fit her head in. Now we can take off the roof and then put her onto that knob. What the hell is that knob supposed to do? Just take out that knob and everything works as intended, because then you do have a space where she can sit on her wheelchair and take a train. We have fixes for problems everywhere that just shouldn't exist. So Lego made up problems to be then able to come up with a solution for the problem that they created. Which is an interesting way to design something like this. But again, we don't stop there. Once again, this train is marketed as just like the real thing. That's the original marketing slogan from Lego's website to this train. And I do want to have a word with them, because I highly doubt that the train drivers will enter the train cabin by lifting up the entire front glass panel. I do have a few doubts about that. Nonetheless, we are crying on quite a high level here, because after all it is a playset, and for that I do like many ways they design some things. For example, this cabin. I really like the way the seat is designed, because this is no ordinary seat. You stay here. Almost had an accident there. Yet, if you put the minifig in, it does stay there. It doesn't just fall off. It exactly fits in there, which I do think is a very cool design and allows for easy playability, which is another thing that is great. When it comes to playability though, I do have something to complain again. Because what is that gap between these wagons? Why is that there? Sure, you can now make the train do 90 degrees U-turns. However, I haven't seen a single track, neither in real life nor in the Lego universe, that is that sharp. Dear Lego, what's wrong with your old magnet couplers? The magnetic ones were perfect. Why have this? I don't really get it. Why? To be fair, you can't do that move on the tracks. However, I don't get why it has to have such a huge gap. This just adds flex in here that is unnecessary and makes things unnecessarily difficult. So that I don't understand. But overall, if we're completely honest, this is probably one of the better city sets around right now. Which says a lot about the state Lego City is in right now. After all, it is a nice train. If you completely ignore the price tag, this is overall a nice set that has basic functions and allows for nice playability for kids. It has some features in there which they can use to play. You have all the roofs that you can take off. You have doors in it. Once again, if you claim this train to be just like the real things, I haven't been into a train that has like normal swinging doors to the outside. I do believe they all have sliding doors by now. And you could build sliding doors in here. Once again, I do believe this is the better design. Just don't claim it to be just like the real thing then. It's simply, I'm mostly complaining about the marketing team here because they didn't do their homework. The design team mostly did theirs. Leave out these and bring in the magnetic couplers, which probably cost like, I don't know, 7 cents more. And I'm not complaining about anything in that train apart from that knob, which I still don't understand. Just so she's fixed on that one stud. I do believe there would have been better solutions than that. Maybe just build another seating slot for her to put the wheelchair in. Would have been way better, I believe. Yeah. But overall, as I said, I do believe it is a solid set. One of the better ones in Lego City. And we do have a train, which is something I've been crying for a few years right now. One that has no like power up, power me, power you, power everyone functions that nobody needs and just make things unnecessarily expensive and complicated. We have a simple 3-piece train. There's no branding on it or anything. It's just a train. And we do get a little neat stop with it too. We're not going to talk about that barista house. It's a small little hut where that coffee lady can sell some probably overpriced coffee, which is very fitting for the Lego universe. Yeah. And we've got these unnecessary ramps that fix a problem that shouldn't be a problem after all. But in the end, that's it. I am very happy that we've got a train. And that train has very nice wheels. So yeah, I think that's it. As I said, if you find this set in sale for less than $50, it is a great one. If your kids like playing with trains, they'll have fun with that. I guarantee you that. So yeah, I think with that said, I've said everything there has to be said, which only leaves me to say bye. I'm the Brick Pie.